So I just went to the Maricopa Open in Maricopa, Arizona, which is about 15 to 25 minutes southwest of Phoenix. I ended up not recording every single round. I didn't record round 1 or 2 because I was like, oh man, like, am I going to be the weird guy that has his phone out the whole time, or had it set up on my tripod in the bag so it's like you could see it sticking out? And so I didn't the first 2 days. I was already dealing with nerves, but I did the third day. So I'm going to try to go through my thoughts primarily for the third day. And when the hole's long enough, I'll mention how I kind of did the first and second day. And so we'll take a look at that. All right. And every day I pretty much would always go warm up. I usually will start with some forehands just because it's a little less movement for me than a full-on backhand. And then as I was warming up, I went to go grab my PD, and I just was like, I think I left it during my practice round. And so thankfully I always bring a few backups of a few of my essential discs, and I happen to have another PD. And so when warm-up's done, just start going. And day 1 was ridiculous. I'm like, I'm on a card with Albert Tam, and it was crazy. Like, I was teeing off maybe about 30 minutes before the last card of the day. So guys like Marweed and Hamiz and Tam and Barella were all just warming up there, and I was like, wow, this is crazy. They're all just right there warming up. And so yeah, hole 1 on day 3. So it's these double mandos. It's about 360, and I can only reach it really well with a forehand. And all 3 days I went with my cloud breaker. And so yeah, threw it and was pretty nervous knowing the camera was on too, but it was fun and it was a great shot. So I get up to this 40-foot shot, I just step putted, and it was a phenomenal putt. I was like, dang, okay, this is starting to be a good day. Hole 2 is about 340, and it's an island green. And then hole 3, day 1, this was a birdie for me, which I was pleasantly surprised with. It was another long putt, but I kept finishing out right. And day 2, I just went long. And so today I tried to just hyzer it and let it come in, but I ended up being about another 46 feet out. And I had another good little step putt attempt, and I just chains left. And I'm like, gosh dang it, that would have been a phenomenal start. Hole 4, only 290. It needs to be a wide hyzer out to the right. I hung out my FD3 too wide, and I ended up just being under this bush. Just had to pitch up for a par. Hole 5, what, right? Yeah, hole 5. All days to me was just an easy, forehand. I get up to this putt, but it was only 39 feet when I gunned it, and I thought, all I have to do is hit something. And then I made it. I was like, what is happening today? This is amazing. And then hole 6, double mando, knowing a lot of people will probably miss the mando also, so I laid up all 3 days with a mutant, and then I'd just do a step putt and then take my par. Now, this one, hole 7, day 1, easy birdie, super confident. Day 2, took a bogey. Yeah, I was like, I will not come up short, and it almost rolled away. But I was able to take another birdie. So I'm pretty sure, what was that, 4 under by this point, which is exactly where I was day 1. And hole 8 is where everything fell apart day 1. Took it OB, went to the top of the canal to throw back in, took another OB, and I took an 8. After that, I did not care how much left I was, so I sawed off my most overstable cloud breaker. I missed this shot. I was super in a bush. I just had to kind of pitch up another 100 feet with my cloud breaker. And so here I'm about 240 out, grab my trusty straight sensei and put it right into the basket. So then just tapped out for par. This one, same idea. After day one, I thought I don't want to get anywhere near that canal, so I think I'm gonna forehand straight down that gap and then flared back into the fairway. And so this shot, I'll pause it right here. I needed, like, I had nothing on backhand, but I had to go back down that same walkway I just threw down. So I had this little window right here. I had to push exactly through this spot, or I was gonna go too far left, hit a tree, or hit that bush too far right. And so I threw it exactly where it needed to go, and yeah. That was a rough one. That was... Get out of there under that 30 seconds. Close to. And then I was parked. And so by this point, I'm 5 under, and I'm thinking this is going really, really well. This hole was a forehand hole for me both days. And so I thought, I'm just gonna do a turnover shot. So I grabbed my Essence. And so I was left here, and I was like, will not miss short. And I missed high, missed opportunity, no big deal. And this one, 315, and I'm sorry, it was an accident. He probably just didn't realize he was in front of my bag, so you're not gonna be able to see my shot. It was a phenomenal shot, and it was parked. So this is one where there's a little island, so I was just taking the safe layup every day. This left me about 330 out to the next island, and I did not like the left to right crosswinds, and so I decided to take the instinct. And so I'm left with this 26-footer chained right. So this one's just a simple 250 hyzer into an island. Both days in practice, FD3, it was fine, even a little sawed off, but I just didn't want to saw it off into the tree, so I hung it out too wide, and it pushed long of the island, so I had to take it to the drop zone at 6 under and just take a bogey on a birdie hole. So this hole, 360.
Yeah. That's a roller coaster feeling. I am in the college. I was like, I looked at the card.
It left me about 43 out and missed high. And then we go to hole 15. And so that left me like 70 feet out, and I thought just give it a soft bid and went over. It was fine. And this hole 16, I threw it low and left, and you can't see it came out of shot, but it did carry left and just pushed up to about 26 feet from the basket. And so, yeah, it looked great, and here we are, great opportunity. And I was like, what is happening? We took a par again and stuck it 5 under. And so 17, so I grabbed my most understable Enigma and threw just a confident little slight hyzer, knowing the wind will push it over, but it just turned over in the ground, and that's 100% fine. Little layup putt, and I took a par. So then hole 18, headwind, left to right. All of that, everything that's not grass in this first shot is OB right. So today I threw my most overstable Cloudbreaker 3 and just committed to the shot, try not to overthink it, pushed it out perfectly. Here I was, the double Mando's about 40 feet in front of me, and I am not liking the headwind. So I'm gonna play just the perfect shot at this line, and if there's the right hyzer, it'll make it to the basket. And if there's not, it'll push down into the ground and I should be safe. And it pushed down into the ground. And that left me with about 120 and was left with about a 22-footer, which is not what I wanted, but I made the par. And so I ended the day at 5 under. I was nowhere close to the touring pros, except for day 2. My score was way closer to guys like Gossage and Albert Tam, but it was nowhere close to the leaderboard. And so, yeah, Not sure what else is helpful or just enjoyable to watch in a recap. Let me know what could have been better about the recap or summary. Maybe less talking, maybe more of what I was actually thinking, not just the shot. Thanks for watching, and hopefully I can do more 990 plus rated rounds and not get away from that 950, 960 area. So see you guys soon.